Hey, how you doing? All right. Let's do a little bit. They just today had the U.S. Championship, and this one is Annie Wang, who is um, who is playing as black, and she beat her opponent. So this was a really important game. So this is day one of the tournament. And so we're going to just go over it and see how she, as black, outmaneuvered her opponent who is white. E4, C5. So she's going towards the Sicilian defense. Knight E2, D6, G3, Knight F6, Bishop G2, Knight C6, C3, and then D5. Now, this is basically saying to white, I'm here to take the initiative. This is my playground. You may have the first move, but I'm here to say it doesn't matter. E takes D, knight takes D, and then D4. Hey, how you doing, Frank? White gives it right back to black and says, bring it. This does a couple things. This will make an isolated pawn for white. If Annie actually wanted to, she could, in theory, have gone takes, and if knight takes, and queen takes. This would have been a double attack on the queen, and then she would have had to retreat back, and queen takes, and then she would have lost the castling rights. So she didn't do that. She went for e6 and castles. And at this point, if she wanted to, she could actually now play c takes d, c takes d, and play against the isolated d4 pawn. Or if her opponent wanted to, knight takes, and queen takes. And this would be more towards an endgame and more drawish than anything. So she went bishop e7, a4. White's trying to get their majority going, but it's got to be kind of hard since this you really can't. If it was me, I'd be tempted to actually play D takes C. I understand you walk into a pin, but you can just walk your king right on over. You're out of the pin. Now I have my majority on the queen side, and I can potentially play b4, a4, and start to get my pawns rolling. I don't think white played it actually 100% on task. This does stop what Annie potentially wanted to play. See, a4 has an idea to stop b5. See, Annie could actually now win if she castled. Let's say that the bishop came out. Actually, the bishop, there really isn't a good square for the bishop, is there? Let's give a a knight move. We'll say knight d7. Potentially, Annie can actually go b5 and start her own minority attack on the queen side. That's what a4 does. It stops the minority attack. So a4 stops b5. Castles, knight a3, and now she takes, and she doesn't want to give up her nicely posted knight. At this point, I would be tempted as white to actually play knight takes c6 for one purpose: to fracture my opponent's pawns. This would just be a little too enticing to do. And then I can potentially build up with knight c4 into e5, e3, and maybe we can even potentially play bishop d and then try to get our majority going. But I think white played, in my opinion, slightly passive, and I think that's why she got basically trounced. You have to sometimes be aggressive and take the initiative. And white at this moment, after bishop d6, had an ample opportunity to take and cause Annie to have pawn weaknesses for the endgame. And even if they, after this, even if they traded, let's say all the pieces came off the board. Let's just say all these pieces came off the board. Every one. Who's actually better here? Her opponent, Annie's opponent's better because of these pawns. These pawns are weak. These pawns can protect themselves. The king would have a hard time dealing with these pawns. And Annie could, her opponent could actually get her king involved. So, kinda, it's one of those things you have to be okay with. And knight AC2 is reactive chess. It's just way too reactive. Knight CE7 and then F4. And I do not like white's position. I actually don't like white's position. I think it's less than desirable. At this moment, I'm potentially thinking, let me see. Queen C7 is not too bad of a move, because now she's wanting to get her rook to D8. Bishop D, King H1. That's to get out of any pins. G6 is an interesting idea, but I wish I can somehow get this knight out of here and set up a kind of boomerang attack on the queen, but G3. Annie's trying to get her majority with H5 potentially pretty soon, but right now it's kind of a little too risky to go for that. Rook AC8. Queen F2. A3. This is a an interesting move, to say the least. What she's trying to do is to get basically B5 in, and then potentially slap her bishop right here. Slap the bishop right there, causing a lot of chaos in the position. Knight E and Knight C. This is kind of like they're pushing each other around to see how much they can get. I'm almost thinking for the rook to have come over here, and I know that takes you're in theory going to be losing a pawn, but not really, because of that opens on to the queen, so the queen would have to come up. And then what you can actually do at this point, you'd have to be careful here. You probably would want to play knight c2, but then this pawn would actually fall. So yeah, I do not like white's position. I think white is having a hard time finding any counterplay. Their dark squared bishop is implorable, and their light squared bishop is not really doing anything. So they only have one active piece, and it's the knight. And Annie's going to probably try to get that knight knocked off the board. And what does white have after? That? Really nothing, but a muddled up position. Knight DF. Yeah, they're just, white has to do that. White can't allow its knight to get traded off. If it does, it's going to have a lot of problems. Knight a5. She eyes the weakness on b3 to take scope on a1 and d2. You really wouldn't want to trade off your knight for such an ugly bishop, but it does happen every once in a while that it is beneficial that you Annie would have the two bishops. So in theory, since there's pawns on both sides of the board, maybe trading off, even if the bishop is slightly not desirable, we could we would have the dark squares to play on. So, and she did go for that idea that we were talking about, that she wants the two bishops, which is not a bad idea. It's more of a positional play. Many games I've played have been won that way. Positional play is not bad. I like being an attacker, but when you're going for, as they say, guts and glory a little bit there. I know it's maybe a little too crude there, tiny bit, but I mean, you have to go all in. It's just, you know what, you have to. This is all berserker go. But people think that berserkers are kind of crazy. They're not crazy. They're just all in. They're all in. And knight takes d2 is all in for Annie. She's basically saying to her opponent, I know you're playing Jeremy Silman's reactive chess. I know that if I get the two bishops, I don't know if she favors the two bishops. She never talks about that. But if she does favor the two bishops, and she does like having bishops overnight, like Anon loves having two knights. He loves knights more than bishops. He prefers them. And I'm whatever works for my position. So if it's two knights, I'll get the two knights. If it's an open position, I'll get the two bishops. Remember, it's not about you, it's about what the board calls for. So you have to keep that in mind. Knight takes. Bishop c6, here we go. And then that's the reason she played f6, was to fianchetto here her bishop. Knight ec4, knight ec5, knight b6, which is kind of interesting. She's actually challenging the her best bishop. So, and this would be kind of not a really good thing you'd want to do, because then you'd have to basically play like this. It might actually be beneficial for not really, because having a bishop and a two-sided pawn is not the best. It's better for whoever has the bishop. So if we could trade these pieces off and get a two-pawned sides, the queen and the king side, and somehow we could lock them on dark squares, this still would be a hard position to win. So I'm just shocked that she didn't try to go for the trades on here. I know it's kind of like knight f4, knight e4, b6. And now she's taking the initiative. Now this knight is kind of wonky. There's the check. Slam. Yeah, I'm not liking this position one bit. I'm seeing some problems along the dark squares right now as we speak. Nice sack there. That was beautiful. Queen takes knight, takes, check, and it's over. She missed this mate. That was a mistake. That's actually a mate in mate 3 here. It's the tactic of bishop takes, king here, here, and then you got mate. So it tells you that Annie probably is doing tactics, and she spotted a tactic right here, right back here. With this not so good move, she spotted rook takes f4, pawn takes, bishop takes, rook c1, actually potentially d1 might, but they did c1 here. Queen slides into e4. The queen took the knight. She tricked the queen, took away this type of a setup. Potentially, there's really nothing you can do. You might have to go passive, but I don't think there's a way to hold, because knight takes, and she's won a whole piece. You might even want to take with the bishop at this point, and then drop in, and now the queen has to trade and play check. The queen has to intercept and then mate. So that was a beautiful tactic spot by Annie. So all right, are we ready? Are we ready? One second, I have to do one thing. Hold on. Hold on. Alright, I'm back. Perfecto mundo. Perfect. I'm back. Let's get into our tactics now. Alrighty. But that was a pretty, I liked that game. So let's see, what do we got here? Ooh, wow. Curse splat. So we're down a whole rook here. Let's see. What that usually means is we're going to have to go for the knockout, the KO. At first sight, when I'm taking a look at, its tempting move is rook e7 check. It's the first tempting move that I'm looking at. I'm thinking that's the start of the whole continuation. Well, if he does that, it's game, it's set and match. Rook e7 check. If king f8, queen to d8 check, and then queen is the only move to save the position is queen e8, and then queen takes e8 is mate. I don't really see anything better than rook e7 at this point. I don't think he really has anything that's good to play that saves him. I think that move was a losing move. So rook e7 is what I'm taking a look at. I'm looking to see if he can, even if he tries to come back to block, we could play rook takes f7. Yeah, I'm gonna go rook e7. I'm liking that. Okay, so he's moving forward. He's moving up the board. Interesting to that. Interesting for sure, for sure. Didn't think he was going to do that. That leads straight into a nice checkmate for us. Let me see. How can we institute that checkmate? We're probably going to have to go rook f7, king e6, not e6, king e5. Ay. I'm not liking that too much. Well, maybe we have queen e3. Queen e3 is an interesting move. Like, let's see, rook f7, rook f7 check. If king e5, we have queen e3 check. If queen e4 to block, we have rook to e7 check again. And if the king runs up to f6, I'm not sure what to do after that. We have to make a mate, so this has to be checkmate. So there's really let's see, is it recording? Okay, good, it's recording. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? This is the line I was looking at, right there. Okay, perfect. This is the line I was taking a sec to. Okay, good. I really don't see any other checks, but oh, I mean, sorry, I mean rook f. Yeah, I put e7. Somehow I got e7 in there. Yeah, yeah. I think that this is the move that has to be played. Queen e3, and trying to see if we if there isn't a way to deliver mate somehow here. Let's see, queenie there. Yeah, I'm thinking you're right on that. Yeah. Yeah. I was taking a sec to take a look at that as well. So good find there. Okay, dokie. We could do an in-between move. I'm thinking this is a good in-between move. Rook, queen takes f7 check, king h8, and then rook takes a1. I'm thinking that wins a queen. I know it's that has to be the first move. And let's see. I'm trying to see. Is there anything else you can do? Not really. Not after we win the queen. Nope. Just grab the queen. Okay. Well, actually, this is what I was really happy. The Lord's truly blessing us. This is the number that we got right. Nice job. 2861. Nice work. Great job. Hey, we're doing it as a team. Teamwork rules. But we always got to remember who is the one who gives us our talents, so, and our gifts. Okay, let's see here. Okay, let me take a look here. So queen left the open file. Basically, I'm seeing mate here. I have the move. C4. C4 is a power move. C4 is a power move. Because C4, if bishop A2, that's actually his best move. C takes D3. Queen's gonna have to go to D1, and then we can actually potentially push onward with trying to think, how can we do that after takes? Do we want to take, or do we want to play knight? I'm thinking maybe after C4, bishop A2, that knight takes D3 might be winning, if I'm not mistaken there. Trying to take scope on that. Actually, that's actually a blessing for us if we do get that C4. If D takes C4, B takes C4. If bishop takes C4, queen D1, check. Queen takes D1, rook takes D1, mate. That should be a, well, not mate. I'm not bad there. They can actually, nope. I'm wrong. Bishop would be able to go to F1 at that point. If they actually, I guess, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that would be a pretty big headache, wouldn't it? We have to do something to try to lever open the... We got to get an open file, though, for our queen. Well, you have a potential, if he plays that, you can actually do a potential check. So, so A4 is what you're looking at. Well, we could play if after this exchange here, not bishop takes, here, if bishop A4, you do have bishop C6 that could be played, and if bishop takes C6, then you have mate. So you do have a potential ability for that. Like if if bishop takes c6, then you have queen d1 check, queen takes d1, rook takes d1 mate. So, well, if he does that, I think you potentially still could cause a little bit of hectic. You still have your bishops, you still have some pretty good attack, and you even have a knight that could potentially come down the pike too. Yeah, if king h2, you could potentially win a queen there. Boy, I'm trying to see if we can't make c4 work. There's also potential. No, we can't do that. I was thinking e4, but the bishop would take our knight at that point. So I'm thinking the most forcing line. I'm thinking the most forcing line is c4. Yeah, I'm going to go with c4. I believe that has the most tactical attacks to it. And then we take. Oh, we don't take. Huh. What am I missing? What am I missing here? What did I overlook? It's not queen comes down, is it? No, it's not that. So that's not it. Oh, bishop takes. Oh, bishop right there. Oh, nice. Very interesting. So here, pull the queen away, and then slam dunk. Okay. Huh, that was weird. Go figure there. We were right on c4, so that's a good sign. We're hanging in there with all the right answers, so I'm not too disappointed on that. We just didn't see the bishop to d4 pulling away, or I think it was d5 to pull the queen away. We'll work on that. That's workable. Let me see. Bishop takes. Okay. Rook takes e6. Rook takes e6 is an interesting move here. But we can't because of, yeah, he'd have a big time sitch with that. Yeah, we have a c2 sensitive point. So we don't really have time to have fun, do we? So rook d8, rook takes d8. I'm not sure. Let me see here. Rook, d8 check. If rook takes d8, queen a h8 check, king f7, rook takes d8, and then we're threatening mate. Yeah. Trying to see, is there anything that's better than that? I really don't see anything better than that. We're up in exchange, so trade downs actually benefit us in that line. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Okay, we have queen c3 check, king e4 is forced, and then rook d4 check, king e5, rook takes f4 check, and it's almost mate. I'm thinking that's got to be the move. Wow, I can't believe he walked right into checkmate, or that opponent did. Do you see any other move, Frank or Erie, besides queen c3 check? I don't see any other move besides queen c3 check. I'm looking. Nothing looks as good as that. Yeah, I'm gonna go with it. And then rook comes up. Oh, oops. Oh, that's mate. Oh, drat, I missed mate. How did I miss mate? That's so bad. I missed checkmate. Ah, drat, I missed that. That was a gimme. I should have seen that one. I guess I was thinking of the discovery, but that's just a straight up mate. Sorry about that, guys. I gotta make sure I see the best moves. We'll get it back, don't worry. You gotta, when they give you those give me puzzles, you have to take them. Yeah. But mate in 1 is always so sweet, so. Yeah, I saw the mate in 4, but I don't know why I blocked out queen takes his mate. I was thinking too tactical at that point. Just needed to switch from tactical to simplicity is the best. Should have done simple and not thought too hard on that. But you know what? I'm learning to you have to switch between realms. Those are the type of things you have to remember, that they're going to throw you complicated ones so that you get used to complications of thinking, and then they're going to toss in a simple one to throw you off. So you got to keep your eyes open for everything. Let me see here. I'm not sure if this is 100%, but I'm looking at queen f3. Queen f3. Oh yeah, nice. We're looking at the same thing. That's nice. And if see, queen f3, if bishop takes f3, rook takes e8 is mate, so I don't really think he's got anything though. Let's take a look. Let's see. So f3, queen f3, rook takes g2. King King f1, bishop d3, check. You have queen takes d3. If rook takes e1, rook takes e1, queen d8, and then king takes g2. I think we win. Well, if queen f5, and then the queen took on e3 or c3, our queen could actually take on c3 at this point. Yeah, you could actually recap the queen at that point. You'd be up a whole queen. Or you could just go for mate. If he did that, you could always just go for mate. Oh, wait a second. Silly me. We can actually play a sneaky little move here. Queen, yeah. Queen f3, right? If rook takes g2, right? Queen takes g2. If bishop takes g2, rook takes e8 is mate. See, we can actually we can come back and grab the rook. And if the queen takes, then we actually have mate anyways. We're pinning the bishop to mate. So that's actually hanging. That rook is hanging. Hey, how you doing? So I'm considering Queen f3. I'm going to be going with that one. Yeah. I'll show you the line that I was talking about. We'll move on to the next one. Well, they have new upgrades. That's different. Huh. Different for sure. So, if queen here, oops, 1 second. Okay, 1 second. If rook takes, queen could take, and then if bishop takes, then it's checkmate. Okay, onward and upward to the next one we go. I'm looking at potentially bishop e3 here. Bishop e3. See, bishop e3. I think that wins. I'm not exactly sure. Is it? What do you think about bishop e3? I'm looking at that. I'm trying to see, does he have anything that, like, he can't go d2 to cover that. I mean d7. Queen d7 is out of the question because the knight takes d7. So queen d4, queen d8 check, rook takes, queen rook takes check, king a7, and rook a8 is mate. The old-fashioned Arabian mate. Let's see, could he do anything else? But let's see, if he blocks with the knight, we actually pick up the queen. Actually, we could do an in-between move and just go for mate. Why not just go for mate? Why worry about the queen? If he blocks with c7, we're just going to go for queen takes c7, king a8, check, check, up they go, and away we go. So we win there. So I'm looking at probably bishop e3, knight c5, and queen take. No, we don't want to take the knight. We'd probably just take the queen at that point. And then after the rook takes back on d2, queen takes c5, and we'd be winning. Yeah, I'm okay. I really don't see anything wrong with this move here. You got to be careful at this point here. Let me see. Okay, queen c8. I was looking at that move. Queen c8, rook takes c8, rook takes c8. Nope, we're still fine there. There's no way you can. Well, yeah, there's no way you can stop this move here. This is going to come to pass. Wow. Sneaky. Very sneaky there. Wow, I didn't. Yikes. That does throw a little kink in the old works, doesn't it? Let's see here. Let's see, knight. Knight A8 is pretty an interesting move, but maybe the connection of the rooks, maybe knight D7 might be interesting. Maybe knight C4 could potentially be good too as well. I'm looking at this. I'm trying to figure out where to put the knight. Where do we do a discovery? Where's our discovery? Where is our discovery? Knight there. How can so let me see. What are you saying? Oh, you missed out on something. Let's see. Actually, that is double check, isn't it? Okay, so that'd be a double check at that point. C8, check, king B8. So queen D8, queen A8, rotate C8, knight C8, double check, king B there, king B8, queen takes. Boy, this is a yeah, that would be the only way to save mate, wouldn't it? I'm liking queen a8, but try to see, is there... Let's see, queen a8, rotates a8, knight c8, king b8 there, and if b6, yeah, that would be mate, wouldn't it? Yeah, let's give it a go. Yeah. Don't tell me. Simple. I need to think simple. Let's see why that doesn't work. There has to be a reason. I couldn't see a reason why it didn't work. Is it because of his pawns? So d4. It's d4. Drat. Let's do it again. Let's make sure we get this right. We have to make sure our moves are good. We have to work this out. We have to make sure they're straightforward and as simple to the point as we can. So we don't want to go complex. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. We have to keep it simple. If a knight wins the queen, go with that. Don't try to, because what happens then, that one knight move really caused a kink in the works. I should have seen that one. Okay, let's not dwell on the past, but keep moving forward. Okay, dokie. Let's see. We're down too much material right now. We need to look for a mate. Bishop f6, check. Queen f6, check. King g5, king h5, queen f3, check. If g4. let's see here. So bishop out, queen f6, king king to knight, king to h5, queen f3 check. Well, we might want to play f4 at that point. We could actually play queen f6 check, king h5, and then g4 check. And if king goes to h4, queen f2, and if king goes to h3, queen g3 is mate. Right, but then we let's see. Then we got mate, I believe. Let me see here. Or do we got mate? No, I guess not. Let me see. No, we don't have mate, do we? So that doesn't pan out. f6, king h there. Yeah. We can't go. I don't think we can actually go Chinese. I mean economy. A queen f3. I think he can go king to g6 at that point. I think he could actually go back up after that. Yeah, I'm thinking g4 has to be played. Then queen to f2, king takes g4, and then the rook comes to d4. Yeah. Oh, my. Oops, sorry. First that, and then drat. I went too fast. I moved to it was check. I move order. Snap, snap, snap. Crackle and pop. Let's try that again. I'm on. Yeah. Come on, I gotta not make mistakes like that. That's just irritating in so many different ways. Because we had that. Let's see here. So rook takes h6. Let's see here. Takes h6 check. G takes h6. Huh. Okay. I'm gonna check to see how the stream's doing. I'll have it on just to make sure everything's okay. Let me see here. Yeah, I'm thinking first we have to play rook takes f8, rook takes f8, rook takes h6. No, that doesn't work. So rook takes h6, g takes. I think it does. First of all, rook takes h6 check, g takes h6, rook takes f8. If king g7, rook takes f8 check. So I'm not sure if we, like what you're saying, win anything. But I'm thinking that that might be the only way to get any advantage. What do you think, economy? Is it rook takes h6? Rook takes h6, g takes h6. That's all. I think it's like 20 or 30 seconds lag. Sorry. Yeah, it's. Sometimes I think Twitch has some things. takes h6, g takes h6. Queen takes. No, it works. It does, I think. No, I don't think it doesn't work. Let's see. Rook f1 to f6. Rook takes. f6. F takes. Alright, sorry, e takes f6. Yeah, let's go with it. I'm thinking that is right. Boy, this is an interesting endgame. King g5. 5. King takes e5. King takes g4. King e6. King takes h5. King f5. King h4. Oh, king e4. h4, king h4, king e4, king takes g4, king takes e5, king takes h5, and I think that'd be the move. Let's see, e4, if king e3. So he's gonna, I'm pulled between king e4, because if king e4, king e4, sorry, e4 check, if king g3, e3, king f3, e2, king takes e2, king takes g4, and the only problem with that is h6, g takes h6, and then king f1, and we're kind of in a trouble. We don't have enough time. It's a draw. e4 is a draw. e4 is a draw, I believe. He can get, we'd have to put our pawn on h6, and if he can get his king to h1, it would be a draw. Because that's the only way to keep the material on the board, where he has to, after that, move back down to e4. Or he can move to e3, but then we win. So king h4 is the only move. Otherwise, he'll get his king to e2, and then he'll play a sacrificial line of h6, and then g takes h6, and the pawn's on the h file, yeah. What do you think, economy? I'm thinking, did you follow the line? I'm thinking that's the reason king h4 wins. What are you thinking, economy? Okay. I'll show you the line here that I was talking about, how it ends up becoming a draw. I know I said it really fast, but we'll go over it. Okay, here. It comes up here. If I come there, he could actually come here. He could come up, come here, come up, take, push, takes, and then the stalemate. That's what I saw. So let's get some good patterns. Let's do it to it. Oh, another endgame. Gotta love that. Let's see, F5. Let's see here, F5. King D6. F4. King E5. So I'm not sure. Oh, I don't like that idea. We may have to take the pawn. I'm thinking about king takes c4, king d7, king d3, king e7, king e2, king takes f7, king f2, king g6, h4, king g4, king g5, king g4, king h6. I think it's a draw. Oh, I got it. Duh. King c5. King c5. That's winning. King c5. King d7. F5. I guess maybe it is not slow. Maybe that is too slow still. So I was trying to shelter him out. What is your guys' opinion on that? So you're saying h4, king d7, or let's say king d6, f5, king e5, then I don't think that works either. Yeah, I'm thinking king c5 has to be the move that does the damage. Let's see, king c5, because I vaguely remember this puzzle. King c5, if king d7, you have f5, king e6, f4, king e5, f3, g takes f3, h4, and I don't think he can make it in time. There. No, he can't make it in time. Yeah, king c5 is the first move. But can't he catch your pawn though? Economy, can't he catch your pawn though? On f5, on the f file. Oh yeah, you're right. He has to go to. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's right. He can't. He'll go east. Oh yeah, yeah. I see that now. That's silly of me. H4. Yep. Now we win. Okay. I forgot this is covered, and when we go up two, he can't do that. Okay. Yeah. Good job there. All right. Yep, one move behind. As they say, one move late, one move too late. That's it. That's sad. Yeah, I dislike having. Sometimes I have allergies around this time. Really bad, man. My eyes get scratchy and dry. Let's see here. Bishop f4 is interesting. Bishop f4 check. King goes to g2 forced. And then rook h2. Nope, rook h2 isn't mate. Not sure what to do after g2. We have to go for a checkmate, so there is not enough time. So we need to checkmate our opponent. Let's see here. The knight's hanging too as well, so the rook's hanging, the knight's hanging. Everything in our position is hanging. I don't like it. It's like everything's about to collapse, but I can taste the victory. It's like, yeah, we're so close to victory. Our knight's not hanging, by the way, but it's still not good position for us. I'm wondering, could we actually play rook f g1? Is that too slow? What do you guys think? I'm looking at calculate to see. FG1. So what could he play? If he plays bishop, G3, bishop takes G3. I think that's mate, by the way, too. Bishop F4 check, king G2, and I don't know how to handle that. At that point, I don't see a continuation. I'm not sure. What's your take on rook FG1 though, economy? Have you thought? What about? No. First move. Sorry, I should say that. First move, rook FG1. Yeah, what are you guys thinking about the first move of rook FG1? Because I'm thinking that wins on the spot. That traps the knight. I mean the king, and he can't run anymore to G2. The king can't go to G2 anymore, and I don't really see much he can do. Maybe rook F G1. If queen takes C6, check. Knight takes C6. Rook E6, check. And then king H7. And I think we're right as rain. I don't see really anything to complain about that. What's your analysis on that economy? Because I wanted to see what you were thinking about rook GF1. Do you have a line or any comments on that? Let's make sure to see what time we have. I always keep an eye on the time. I'm on. Hold on. Oh, perfect. Got plenty of time. What's your view on it, Frank? Can you guys hear me? Oh, just thinking. Okay. Cause you know what, this is a tough one. This is one of those that it looks like it's a good move. Okay. Just wanted to make sure because sometimes my computer lags a little bit, and I wanted to make sure I was still recording. Ugh. It'd been horrible if not. Then we would. Then Chess Cruncher team wouldn't be working on this wonderful puzzle together. Okay. Just trying to see if there's anything to with that. That mates. So. Ooh, nice. Another 28-38. Hooray! The Lord is great for sure. We had another 28-38. We spotted the computer's best move, so that was pretty stellar. That was a stellar move, I gotta say. So, rook here. Oops. Yeah. That was the mate. I'm also looking at Queen H6 check is an interesting idea. So Queen, oops, come on, Queen H6 check, King, we'll say F7, Queen takes C6. I think we're, we're white, duh, sorry about that. I was so excited about mating, I lost track there. That is funny. I was like excited. Yay! We get to win the queen. I was like, this is a fun one. Hey, at least I spotted the win of the queen, so that's worth something, right? That's worth a point or two. Okay, let's see, Queen A4. Then we have to look at what do we got here. Let's see, there's a couple checks. We have a couple moves for our queen. We have like 3, I believe. We have queen. Hey, we're getting there. Queen A6. Hey, one puzzle at a time. One puzzle at a time. And we get it right. And then we got it. Then our Queen E4 check. So these are all checks. So the only problem, Bishop F6 loses. Bishop G7 loses to Queen to H6 check. Oh, gotcha. Oh, I was looking the wrong spot. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. That wins the queen, doesn't it? Or does it? I think the queen can escape. Let's see. Let's see. Queen, if we go bishop g7, he's got queen b8. How does that win the... I don't understand. How does that win the queen, though? Let's see there. Queen d8. There is no queen f4. Queen d8, queen b8. Trying to see what am I not oh, okay, I got it. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay, I see. Yeah. Yeah, if queen b8, then you can actually play queen e. I believe it's queen e4. I think queen e4 check. King would have to go to, let's say, b5, and then queen b1 check, and that wins the queen. Just making sure everything's in tune. Okay. Okay, I had, for some reason I had to visualize that. That's funny. Let's see. I believe this is the correct move here. King e4. If king e2, king f4, f2. Rook g2. Maybe not. Maybe I'm missing something here. I'm missing something here because I know there's a way to win this pawn. I'm just trying to figure out how. And if we can win this pawn, we win the game. And I know there's a way to win the pawn. I'm trying to remember how to do it because you have to pin the pawn snap, crackle, and pop. This is kind of different for sure. King e4, king e2, rook g2, king E1. Uh, what do you guys think? Trying to calculate this. What do you think, Frank? You really have you have like three moves basically. King F4, King E4, or move the rook. Move rook. That's it. So I'm not sure. What do you think here? Let's see. I'm looking at Erie's line right now. It's King E4, King E2. I think though, I think Erie may have it here with rook E4, rook E4, sorry, King E4, King E2, rook G3. F2, rook E3, check. If King D2, maybe rook F3 at that point. Rook F3 at that point. But I'm not sure. Really, this is a tough one. What do you think of economy? Oh, you're just thinking, okay. Is it because it's an end game? End games are kind of one of those things you do have to master. Let's see, F E3 or E4, King E4, King E2, Rook G3, F2, check. If King F1, King goes to E3, King over, and we win. Let's give it a shot. Okay, so what am I missing? Oh, wait a second. I knew there was a way to win this. Ah. Ah, that hurt. Ouch. I think it's rook G 8G to G3. I think it's that. I think it's this move here. I remember seeing that puzzle before, and now I won't forget it. Ah. That's funny. Well, maybe we have to throw in the in-between move rook 8 G5 check, king H4, and then rook 5 G3. I don't really see the way out of that one. Let's see how we're doing here. We got time for one more, and then I got a log. Let's see here. Well, can't if we go rook f6 check? Can't he go king d5 though? Oh, yeah. That's silly of me. Must be tired today. Yeah, that does win a rook, doesn't it? See rook f, and then he moves, and he takes. Yep, just keep it simple. Let's see. Okay, rook f6, king d5, and then you take the rook takes. Yeah, I really don't see anything wrong with rook f6. Just win the rook. Okay. Yep, we'll call it on that. That's perfect. Okay. Yeah, that was like straight in your face and 800 right there. Okay, I think they're building up puzzles now because there's only been 43 attempts. Surprisingly, I'd probably say that you'd think there'd be 100%. Excuse me. 800, yeah. So, do you have any questions before I log off? Let's see. Yep, or perfect timing. Perfect. Yeah, tomorrow they're having. Yes. What is the question? Do you want a puzzle? Oh, you want the endgame puzzle? Do you want the endgame puzzle? Is this the one you were talking about over here? Or are you talking about, come on. You were looking at king, king c5 isn't possible. You can't go king c5 because the rook, guards. Oh, the one before? Okay. Do you want the puzzle from the one before? Oh, the one before the, let me see here. Which one was that? Is it the one with the red X on it? Is it that one? Is this the one? Just tell me, is it this one? Oh, before the end game. Okay. I think it might be this one that you're wanting. We'll pull out of this one here. Come on, upload for us. I'll see if this is the one you're talking about. Is this the one? This one here? Is this the one you were talking about? Let's see if I'm making things lagging. Alright, perfect. You guys are still on. Oh, I got you. This one here. Okay. I'll get you the I'll give you the thing to work on. So if you guys want to, this is actually a pretty fun puzzle here. This is actually a pretty fun one. I'll get it and then I'll put it into my thing. Just give me a sec. Come on. Oh, wait a second. I don't have to do that. I'll just move Annie Wing's game and I'll put it into input there. Come on. Do 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 do. Okay, here we go. Oh, you got it? Let's take a look here. Let's give my computer a sec. It's kind of fidgety sometimes. Do do do. Oh, you forgot some pieces. Oh, right here? This is, oh, well, this one, okay. Come on. Go F4. Yeah, oops, sorry, wrong move, sorry. A5 is the, gotta delete that. a5, king d, c4, c5, c6, push, this is it right here. I'll do it really one there. I think it works the other way too. I'm not sure. Let me see. I think it works both ways. So did I answer your good? Okay. I answered everything for you? No more questions? You're sure? Okay. So no more questions. Are you okay? You don't have anything else? Anything else? Nothing? I'll give you a minute to think if you do. Are you good? If you're good, you nothing. Okay, perfect. Alrighty. Well, I wanted to say we're doing good. We got up to like 25:36. Whoops. There we go. We got up to 25:36. Now we're at 25:28. So we're rising above it. We're doing good. Life is about. Oh, wait a second. Life is about treasuring your victories and learning from your losses. Remember that mistakes do not define you, it's how you handle the mistakes that define you. There are no limits, there are plateaus, and you must not stay there, you must go beyond them. And like what Bruce Lee said is, he fears not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks, but he says, I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. And E. Nightingale says, we become what we think about. So you can mix both of those into the picture that if you think of 10,000 tactics and you constantly are doing that and working them and improving, you can't but get better. And then you get to apply them in a game. So that's the whole thing. You get to take what you know and then apply it, like what Bruce Lee is saying. And then we're willing to improve, and we're going to do it, and that's what we're doing right now. And what we have to remember is like what Rusty said on the little train, the little engine that could. If you think you can, you will. If you think you can't, you won't. But either way, you're right. So if we think we're more than conquerors through the Lord, we can do all things. If we think we aren't, then it's impossible. It's not impossible. We're right. So either way, you're right. Either way, you're right. Because it's how you're going to set up basically how you're going to do things. It's like if you have a test, if you go into a test and you say to yourself, I'm not going to do good in this test, you're probably not going to do good because your mind has already been put into that way of thinking. So you want to, I'm not the, say it and get it kind of thing. That's not what I mean. But a mindset does really affect learning. Like, we've crossed the 2500 level marker in tactics. That has really kind of, I guess, made us more, not comfortable, but we're more secure in now doing tactics. It's we're not like, it's not the 2500 that can we get there? We are there. We are eventually going to go beyond 2500, and then our new level will be 2600. But I remember when we were like, can we even get past 24? We did, and we did it as a team. That's one thing we have to remember. And what we have to also remember is like what Tigger, when they asked Tigger in Winnie the Pooh, what's a Tigger? If when you're studying and others are playing because you want to improve and get better, they'll ask, what you doing? Oh, I'm a chest cruncher. You could say that like that. That'll open up a lot of thoughts. What's a chest cruncher? Oh, a chest cruncher. What do? Oh, we hang up our coat, we hang up our hat, we sit down and study when most won't we do, and that makes all the difference. That's a chest cruncher. And they'll be like, huh, didn't think about that. And then you can, would you like to see what I'm studying? You can say something like that, and then you can introduce maybe your friend or somebody to chess and share the love of the Lord with them too. But like what Yazir Sarawan said, every long journey begins with one small step. So one small step is important. Just the hardest part of a race is starting and finishing. So, and there's been a lot of businesses that have started well but have finished bad. There's been a lot of businesses that have finished good but started bad. What that means is they had a hard, rough start, but in the end they became great. But what what we have to always remember, the Lord gives us our thoughts, and as what Job would always say, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. And as Wesley so says through the Lord Jesus, and as I say, God bless. And I'll see you guys next time on Chess Cruncher TV. Have a blessed morning, afternoon, and evening, and Lord willing, I'll be back on tomorrow. And what we're going to do is strive for that 2600 level marker and keep pushing forward until the sky's the limits, and we can do it because we're chess crunchers. Remember that. We're chess cruncher team. So be blessed. And if you're new and you just come on and you like what you see, click follow and join us on our journey of improving in chess and having fun. Be blessed, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.